Hello, and welcome to Stage Screen and In Between. I'm Helen. Today I'm taking you on a very important adventure. I'm in upstate New York at Windham Mountain at Windham Resort for the Wounded Warriors Foundation. They're having a very special ski event here today, and I'm here with a board member, Jim Barnes. Jim, this is such a wonderful and exciting event today, don't you think?
Oh, it's been our 14th year doing it. It's great. This year we have 21 Wounded Warriors, 35 family members. They come for a 3-day event. We teach them how to snowboard or ski, or the kids can go tubing, and they can even go ice skating. And every meal and every accommodation, hotel is all taken care of by Adaptive Sports Foundation.
Yeah.
And all the charities that donate.
Yeah, and they're very lucky that you have some snow today, because we've had an exceptionally mild winter and there really hasn't been real snow. And I believe that the snow that we see here today is basically man-made, isn't it?
All the snow is man-made. A week ago they were playing golf at the golf course right over across the valley. And the mountain really turned it on and made snow 24 hours a day when the temperature was right, and covered enough of the mountain to open and run this great event.
Now, Jim, you were telling me that not only are you involved in this, but your son Sean is involved, and your wife Mary Ellen also teaches some of the handicapped children how to ski. Does she also deal with any of the Wounded Warriors?
Well, on Wounded Warrior Weekend, she really does media and press, because you really have to be strong to pick these guys up and get them back up on sit skis, and most of them are amputees and one arm and PSTD, and so for that part, she does something else. But all our kids have been involved over the years, and there's over 200 instructors that work here every weekend, volunteer. And we have, last year we did, I think, 2,100 lessons in total. This year, all the numbers are going to be askew, because the whole month of December was lost.
So how important is it for the Wounded Warriors that come here to ski? How does it make them feel? How important is it to them?
Well, the colonel that came with them said, we get them out of the bed and you get them back in life, meaning us. So yeah, it's a great thing for families, because skiing is a family event. You know, you can be the best or the worst and still come to the same mountain. There's always a different way down from the top. So if the veteran can get into it, then his whole family can do it, and it's one of the few things they can do as a family. You know, some Wounded Warrior Project outings are for bike riding, but the men can go so much faster than kids, so it's hard to do an event for a whole family. This is one sport that a whole family can do together.
Yeah, and isn't that a great thing? Well, thank you so much, Jim.
Hi, I'm Todd Munn, Executive Director of the Adaptive Sports Foundation. We're here for the 2016 Wounded Warrior Learn to Ski and Ride family event. This event's all about, we have 21 warriors here along with their family members, and over 125 volunteers that make this happen. Adaptive Sports Foundation, this is part of our Warriors in Motion program, which runs all throughout the year for veterans of our country that have given their service and their loyalty to our country and been injured in the process. And we're here to help them. Warriors in Motion is just one of the number of programs that we offer, and in addition to working with children with autism, spina bifida, cerebral palsy, all different kinds of disabilities. We're proud to host this event and to be here on Windham Mountain Resort offering adaptive sports for those who need it.
I'm here with more of the Barnes family. I'm with Colleen Barnes and Sean Barnes, and they both do very different things. Now, Colleen, what is it that you do?
I am a ski instructor, volunteer ski instructor with Adaptive Sports Foundation, and this weekend is our Wounded Warrior project. So we welcome the troops up at Windham Mountain, and we have everybody here that works together to make this weekend happen. Basically, the instructors are a vital part, but the warriors that have been through so much actually come up with their families and get to see something that they can enjoy and learn. Some are never ever skiers or snowboarders, and some are doing this and getting better at it, that they actually are becoming instructors.
Now, Sean, you actually come down the mountain carrying the flag. Is that what you do? Explain to me what it is that you do.
Well, I'm a snowboard instructor here at Adaptive Sports Foundation, and today I'm here for moral support and inspiration, and I'm flying down the mountain with a flag.
Oh, okay. So how long have you been snowboarding?
Since I was a little kid, since snowboarding came out.
Yeah. What do you think's harder? I hear snowboarding is harder.
I think skiing's harder, to be honest.
Do you really?
But it's just a personal preference.
My son is a skier, and he also does some snowboarding. But I think it's whatever you do the most is what you're good at, right?
Whatever you start with is what you favor.
Yeah. So now, how many people do you have that are wounded warriors are actually snowboarding?
Today, I don't have the exact count, but I know I saw 4 or 5 just on the way down now.
Oh.
So usually there's about half every year, because snowboarding is much more popular now than it was in the past.
Yeah, that's true. So now, what is your advice to somebody that may be a veteran and had always imagined skiing, and maybe they're hurt in some way, but they want to try it? What would be your advice to them?
I'd reach out to Wounded Warrior Project and see how you can get involved. Honestly, there's warriors from all over the world coming to Windham today and for the weekend. The synergy between Adaptive, Wounded Warrior Project, and the fire department. New York City Fire Department is cooking all the food today.
Oh. And they provided all the transportation to and from the hotels, etc., I understand.
Yes, they did. So that is an integral part to making everyone have a great, seamless weekend.
Yeah. So that's everybody coming together to try to make the world a better place. I have with me now Mary Ellen Barnes, and she's here today helping with the Wounded Warrior Project Day skiing. She's an instructor. Mary Ellen, how did it go? You just came in from the slopes.
Oh, it's fabulous out there. It's so great to see the second day. They really pick it up. They're strong soldiers, and they learn how to ski so quickly, and they're so determined. It's really exciting to see it.
Now, were they able to stop? Because I know that's my big problem, stopping.
Yes, that's the first thing we teach somebody, because you want to eliminate the fear, and anyone who doesn't know how to stop on skis is going to be fearful.
So, generally, how long do they stay out there first time out or second time out?
We go out at 10 in the morning and we stay out to 12, 2 hours. Okay. Then we come in for a beautiful lunch that you're going to be at today. That is the Volunteer Fire Department, not the Volunteer Fire Department, New York City Fire Department volunteers. So let me get that straight. And they come all the way up. They've come all the years we've run it.
Wonderful.
And they do all the transportation and all the food. They've been working in that kitchen since 7 o'clock this morning.
Isn't that wonderful? It's just so wonderful.
Yeah, it's exciting, and I was out with my daughter today, and my son's a flag man out there, so it's a family event.
I know you've got the whole family involved, and isn't that wonderful? And that's what you're trying to do for the Wounded Warriors, too. Not only let them have a day out and have some fun, but do it with their families, just like you're doing.
Exactly.
I'm here with Kevin McMahon, and he is very involved with the Adaptive Sports Foundation. And tell me, aren't you thrilled that you had a great turnout today, and you were able to get some snow down?
Yeah, the mountain has been fantastic with us. With a lot of the man-made snow, Mother Nature hasn't really taken care of us much this year, but this weekend's been incredible. The mountain has done a tremendous job with the Adaptive Sports Foundation and the Wounded Warrior Project. They really take great care of us up here.
Yeah. Now, how long have you been involved with the organization? And tell us what branch of the service you were in.
Sure. The Adaptive Sports Foundation, I've been coming up here. This is my 4th year now. I started with a golf program in the summer after I retired. I spent 3 years in the Marine Corps and 28 years in the Army. And the Adaptive Sports Foundation, what they do with the Wounded Warrior population is just absolutely incredible. They do sporting events all year long to include kayaking and golf and mountain biking and the ski event that we have this weekend. Some of our veteran population come from all over the country.
Yeah. Now tell me something about the word adaptive. I noticed that you have special ski vehicles that people can use who are handicapped. Is that where the word adaptive comes in?
You're absolutely correct. The adaptive part is, irregardless of your injury and or illness, we have almost like two different lanes within the adaptive community. We have the mono-bi, which is a sit ski, which is the vehicles you're talking about.
Yes.
Those are where the student or the athlete would actually sit into the ski, whether it's one ski, which is the mono, or two skis, which is the bi, because we teach paralyzed children, cerebral palsy, multiple sclerosis. Then we also have what we call the VIDD lane, which is visually impaired or developmentally disabled, which could be anything from a Down syndrome child to or to autism spectrum. If you can breathe, you can ski.
Now, would this have to do with the children of the Wounded Warriors if they have a problem with autism or something?
Absolutely, but the Adaptive Sports Foundation, just to clarify a little bit, deals with handicapped population across the spectrum, not just veterans. Not just veterans. This particular weekend is focused for the Wounded Warrior population, but the Adaptive Sports Foundation up here in Windham all year long deals with.
It's a collaboration.
You're absolutely correct. They're one of our national program providers for the Wounded Warrior Project.
Yeah. First run priority with this very special truck that Kevin has won for the handicapped, and I'll have to show it to you a little bit later, but they actually need it right now. And they're pulling out in it, and Kevin's going to tell us what special features this truck that he actually won has. So, Kevin, tell me, you won that truck doing an essay. Tell us about that and something about the truck, please.
Sure, I'd be happy to, Helen. It's a Ranger Polaris XP900, and 3 years ago, Polaris did a competition nationwide about soldiers' lives overseas. So I wrote a 3-page essay about some of the things I had seen and done overseas, and I ended up becoming the national winner of that incredible machine. So I brought it home back to Old Lyme, and it's pretty much suburbia, and I'm like, okay, what am I going to do with this now? So I had it for about 6 months, and then somebody said, hey, look, we have this event with the Wounded Warrior Project. Can we use your machine? I'm like, sure, why not? So I brought it up here to the mountains, and I pretty much donated all over New England for all types of different veterans events. And I also had the thing handicapped accessible. It's got hand controls. So I've met some paralyzed guys on the beaches of Breezy Point where we do another huge summer event with handicapped sporting. And it's just incredible when you see a guy with no legs driving that machine down the beach. And up here, as a matter of fact, you just saw Todd Munn, who's our executive director. He needed to go do an emergency run for safety purposes. Somebody got injured, and we just run down a ski patrol with it. And it's incredible for me to be able to donate it in support of different veterans events. So it's a great machine, and rather than selling it, I says, no, I'm going to use it for a lot of different veterans events. But if you get a chance, we might be able to see a little bit of the inside later when Todd gets back. But it's got hand controls, it's four-wheel drive, we go hunting in the woods with it, go fishing. It's a lot of fun to be able to provide that to people that are physically handicapped, and for them to drive that on the beaches and in the mountains, the smile on their face is priceless. So it's worth every dime of it.
I'll say that's fantastic, Kevin. I have with me now Kevin Hicks, and he's from Coram, Long Island, and he's involved with this for the first year because actually he was helping with more summer events, kayaking, etc. Kevin, you want to tell us something about that?
Sure. My name is Kevin Hicks from Coram, as was said. Through Wounded Warrior Project, I learned about the Adaptive Sports Foundation this summer. I was invited up here to go to a Wounded Warrior biking or golfing event first. And then I met all the staff and volunteers here at Adaptive Sports Foundation, got invited back to do some bicycling events and then kayaking, got certified as a kayaking instructor, and then later in the summer volunteered as a volunteer kayak instructor, and I'm volunteering here at the lodge this week with beginning skiing, and I'll be coming back in about 3 weeks as a student for intermediate skiing. So
now you told me that you served in the Army, so you must be aware of veterans that get wounded. Were you ever wounded yourself?
Yeah, in April of 2012, I was shot 5 times in Kandahar province, Afghanistan. Spent 17 months recovering at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center in Bethesda, Maryland. My wife had to move the house herself and come down to be my care provider. I was fortunate enough to be able to return to duty in 2013 and retired just this past year in 2015. I live very nearby here in Carroll, New York, near Windham.
Yeah, so your heart and soul is really in this because you've actually been in the situation that the Wounded Warriors are in. You're actually a Wounded Warrior yourself. Yeah. And so this is important for them to be able to get out. And as I was just speaking with Jim Barnes, and he said that it's actually a family thing, you know. It's not just for the Wounded Warrior. He can be here with his whole family. I'm Helen from Stage Screen and In Between with Helen. And I'm here today because I think that this is a very wonderful event that should be covered and people should know more about it and they can get involved if they'd like to. Now, it's your first year here and you are not a skier. So tell me, how is that working out for you? You're retired from the Army.
Yes, I am retired from the Army.
And your name again?
Angela Bonnet.
Okay.
Yeah. So in terms of how it is for me, it's awesome. I mean, I've never skied before, never had any boots on before. So I was getting acclimated to all of that. And today was my second day. I had an awesome time. Yeah, I would definitely come back again.
Yeah. So do you have any inclination to take a skiing lesson yourself?
You know, I think that is, I'm work in progress in terms of that. But if I have an instructor who I can depend on and count on, I definitely would do that again.
Oh. Yeah. So what are your duties here this weekend?
This weekend, we kind of like just skied most of the time. And like now we're having lunch and then they give us awesome dinners. And just the camaraderie really is what I really come for.
Yeah, for the spirit of the whole thing, right?
The spirit of the whole thing. The people are awesome. I mean, you're with family.
Yeah.
You're with family.
Yeah. I'm here now with Norma Boyd and Brandon Boyd, and they just had a great day today on the slopes. Now, Norma, did you ski too?
I did. It was a lot of fun.
You did. And you also had your daughter with you, right?
Yes, we have 4 of our kids here.
4? Had they skied before?
No, this is their first time and they're loving it. Oh. They're waking us up at 6 in the morning.
And what about you?
I'm sore. It feels good though. It feels nice to be out there first time. I liked it a lot.
And what about you, Brandon? I understand that you were skiing this morning. How'd you like that?
I loved it. I was mono skiing, and it's the first time I've ever been snow skiing, and it was amazing. A lot of independence that I haven't had in years.
Yeah, yeah. It was freeing for you. So now, did you have to adjust to the mono ski?
I did. I water skied a whole lot when I was younger, and I was trying to force myself into some of the moves, but relaxing over the last couple of days has taught me to relax and go with the skis.
Uh-huh. And so now, did you have somebody that gave you instruction?
I had 4 guys here that were helping me, and then there was another mono skier that was here. So that helped out a whole lot.
Oh. Now, are you going to do it again tomorrow, or is this it for you?
Hopefully the weather will stay beautiful and be able to do it tomorrow.
Yeah. I understand yesterday was a sunny day, but at least, it's dry, and that's the main thing. Now, what branch of the service are you in?
Army. I retired 2011.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay. And now, do you live in New York? Because there's people here from all over the country. I was surprised to find out there's people from New Hampshire and Connecticut. And where are you from?
Virginia.
Oh, you're from Virginia. So you came from down south. I have family in Virginia. Yes, Warrenton, Virginia.
Okay, we're in Leesburg.
Oh, okay. I have an idea where that is. Are you by the Blue Ridge Mountains?
Yes. Yeah. It's nice. Not too far from D.C. and, you're right next to Baltimore and everything else.
Yeah. So now, what do you think of the Adapted Sports Foundation? What does that mean to you?
It's given me a lot of independence. It's helped me find myself again and connect with my family again. Been amazing.
Yeah. I just did a story about 2 weeks ago about service dogs. And that they help with veterans that have to overcome, coming home and whatever challenges they face, and that's important. But I think this is important too because you're athletic, you're out in the fresh air, you're with your family. Isn't that great? At one time it was only for the veterans. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah. It's I think that was the first year, and then after that they said, you know what? Let's have all the families come. Isn't that great, Norma?
Nice. It's nice having all of us together, and we like to do as much as we can with the kids.
Yeah.
It's perfect for us.
Well, look what famous celebrity really is in tune with what's going on today. Big star from One Life to Live, Buchanan. And his real name is Robert Woods. Bob, it's so good to see you here today. I loved you on One Life to Live.
Do they know that we work together on One Life to Live?
I had to remind him. But he remembers me. We worked together.
I remember that day.
Yes.
Do you remember? Oh, it was cold in the morning, and we started before sunup.
Yeah, that was a big important day. It was when Asa Buchanan got married, and he asked me which time, and I'm not sure which time that was.
I'm not even sure because between him and Susan Lucci, they held a record for how many times their characters had been married on the on daytime television. 12, I think it was each.
Right, absolutely. How long was your run on One Life to Live?
32 years. I think it was 32.
Are you getting is that a record?
Oh, for me it's a record. But no, Erica Slazak was there 40-some years, so yeah.
She was terrific. So how about today? Isn't this wonderful what they're doing for the Wounded Warriors today?
Yes, it's, I've watched commercials on the Wounded Warriors, and I always think, God, there's something I can do other than have your monthly contribution. And I met Karen Feldman, and she told me about this. And then I talked to my friend, the Honorable Chris Gibson, who said they were coming. And I said, I'm going. And we were all going to ride together, but then their daughter was in a competition in Albany, and they did quite well. They won. And this is, I tend to ramble. Have you noticed?
You're interesting to me, honey. You'll always be interesting. But, life gets in the way sometimes, and you have to do other things. But so many people made the time out today and over the weekend to come together and either participate and just see what's going on. That veterans who have been wounded in the service and their families are here skiing.
Mm-hmm. It's an inspiration, for people that are basically very well in their lives, and they think, I can't do this, I can't do that. And it's like, you know what? If you set your mind to it, you can do about anything. And these guys are proof of that.
Yeah, I know. There's on one of the lift chairs, the Barnes family donated a lift chair, and on it says, if I can do this, I can do anything. And isn't that the truth? Because skiing isn't easy.
I know. And you know what's funny? I know the Barnes family because, we march together every year in the St. Patrick's Day Parade with Marist College. So I've known them for well over 10 years, if not more. Oh, they're great. Generous, too.
I know.
Very generous.
They're wonderful people. So do you have anything that you want people to take away from seeing you today on this show, Stage Screen and In Between with Helen?
Well, I'm just glad to be with Helen here on your show. This was a surprise. I never expected anything like this.
I know. We made it through. And we're doing important things with our lives. Other than, getting a pat on the back for ourselves, we're patting other people on the back, right?
Yes. And that's what's important because organizations like this rely on, they have spokespeople that are usually recognizable when you watch. But right. But this is all about people that just believe in it, and they're here to get the word out. And also just give these guys an opportunity. I mean, you can see the life that's in them, and how valuable things like this are for them. Yeah. And they deserve it.
Yeah, they deserve it, and they're valuable to us. Mm-hmm. So whatever we can do, hey, if we can help them participate in a day of fun, I'm there.
Yeah, because they are American treasures when you think about it. First of all, the reason that they're in their lives are what they are is they gave the full amount of service they had to their country. Yes. And doesn't get any better than that,
Yeah. Well, I have to say that it's a country worth giving to. Mm-hmm. Don't you agree?
Oh, I do agree.
The United States. Well, thank you, Bob. Enjoy the rest of your day here, and I'm sure I'll be bumping into you.
We're down the road, We'll be seeing each other again.
Thanks, Bob.
Won't be so long next time, though.
No.
Okay.
We're getting through a great weekend. One of the things that we keep saying to each other, and I keep hearing, is how wonderful all of you warriors are. You and your family members are such a treat to be around. It's really special. And you guys set the tone, so thank you for doing that and being so enthusiastic about it all. You're ready to jump in and try everything. I mean that. I have someone special here to introduce to you. Congressman Chris Gibson is the congressman for the 19th District of New York, and he serves on the U.S. House of Agriculture and Armed Services Committees, as well as the Small Business Committee, right? His education's from Cornell University, and perhaps even more importantly is he's had service in the Army for 24 years. He's retired as a colonel. He was deployed 7 times, including Kosovo, Iraq, and he's a humanitarian relief effort in Haiti. He's been a professor at West Point, right? And his medals include the Legions of Merit, 4 Bronze Stars, and a Purple Heart. And he's a local. He's from Kinderhook originally. And who knows? Maybe our next governor. I gotta plug you a little bit. I always have to look at the notes for the details, but Chris has been coming for Congressman. Has been coming for a number of years now, and it's always really special to have him here. You know, he's there's a lot of people that want to meet you and thank you, but as I said last year, you know, too, it's like Chris is the real deal.
Yeah.
So it's my honor to introduce you.
Thank you, Todd. Thank you very much. Thank you, Todd. Thank you very much for having me back here today. It's always a very uplifting stop here to just see what's going on, and I want to thank Karen as well for keeping us very well updated on all the activities here, and just for the incredible teamwork. This here today, as you know very well, it takes a lot of preparation, coordination, and support for executing this weekend, for making it come off the way it does. And you know, Chip, thank you. The Mountain always has been so supportive, and that is part of this teamwork between Wounded Warrior Adaptive Sports, but also right here at Windham. And then for those that come up from the city, our first responders. Obviously, there's nothing I can ever say or do that is going to be able to turn back the hands of time. You know, but just know this. Just know this, that, and I know you feel this, that the American people are with you. They're always with you, and they do everything they can. But you know, these days that we walk the earth, they are finite. We're all going to be at some point, you know, beyond. But you know, it's what we do with the time that we're here. You know, I also want to tell you, I brought one of my neighbors here today, Bob Woods. Some of you guys know him. You know, he was a long-time TV personality, Bo Buchanan. But you know, Bob, people know that about him when they see him. But you know what people don't realize about Bob is, as a real young guy in a very unpopular war, you know, Bob volunteered. He served for our country in Vietnam as a special forces guy. So, you know, I'm mentioning Bob as an example that he is like, you know, just a quiet guy that just goes about his business and everything else. But, you know, in many ways, he's just like every other American out there that's trying to find a way to reach out and to let our wounded warriors know that you will never, ever be forgotten, and we will do everything we can to support you. So God bless you. Thank you very much.
It's major for the first responders and from the fire department and the first responders. I'd like to give you this.
Oh, hola. Airborne. Look at that. Thank you, first responders. Hola.
And I just want to really thank Chris for making his way out here today with how busy he is. He's a really great guy. And we're going to see a little more of him coming in the next few years here. I'm not going to spoil anything, but let's vote Chris Gibson.